Last year I stood before you and I told you I've been dreading this moment since you elected me as president in May 2014. I have to admit that I haven't stopped thinking about it since then. Since leaving the stage last year, I've been anticipating the moment when I get to address the members of the Unit 5 Education Association, our local affiliate of the Illinois Education Association and the National Education Association. I'm so proud of what we have done as a local, state, and national labor union, and even more so, I'm proud to represent each and every one of you. 6 words today: unite, inspire, lead, every damn day. I was at the Tuscola Outlet Mall buying some back-to-school clothes for my daughter. She's starting kindergarten this year in one of the fine public schools in District 87. I saw a number of shirts in one of the stores that said every damn day. And I thought to myself, if they can put that on a t-shirt that kids are going to wear to school, then I can probably say it in my speech. I know it might be on some of your PBIS plans, but forgive me. I know because I helped write a bunch. So I wanted to grab your attention and I wanted to wake you up. I want you to remember what I say today, because this message is about you and what you do every damn day. After a wet, cool summer, the bright and shining faces of the children in our classroom will seem like a burst of sun. In a few short hours, more than 13,000 students will walk through the doors to our schools and our classrooms. They'll be ready to start another year, pencils sharpened, headphones tucked away, backpacks brimming with supplies, and in roughly 48 hours, not one of them will be able to find a pencil. Headphones will be in their ears, and the backpacks will be forgotten at home along with their homework, lunch, and really everything else that they need to learn. But that doesn't get us down, because we are united to inspire and lead. What I just described is not a defeatist statement. Quite to the contrary. The preparation for school and the lack throughout the year illustrate the cyclical nature of our lives. Each year, we begin anew, refreshed, only to finish the year desperately awaiting the beginning of summer vacation. This cycle is not unique to our professional situation. We see it everywhere, perhaps most notably in our democracy. It seems like that every turn there's a politician stumping about some pressing issue. We can't get away from it. And yeah, I'm going to talk about elections again this year. Last year I quoted the immortal Puff Daddy, and I challenged you to vote or die. Do you remember that? I explained that without our voices in the November election, our right to exist as a labor union would be under attack from a certain billionaire running for office. Well, despite our best efforts in last year's elections, we find ourselves and our fellow union brothers and sisters as the target of attacks against public employees and organized labor. Our state's leaders are divided. Our governor is still in campaign mode, and as a result, our state is without a budget, and its citizens are the ones paying the price. However, while some may see last year's election as a defeat for labor unions and thus a defeat for us, I choose to look at it differently. Last year, during a non-presidential election, 78% of the members of the Illinois Education Association voted. While the outcome of this election was not our recommended candidate, when I issued you the challenge to vote or die, I may have been a little overly dramatic. But for many of you that know me well, that's not really a surprise. While some of you see Quinn's loss as a defeat, I really cannot. You see, I'm not dead, and I'm certainly not defeated. We did not win last year's election for governor, but almost a year later, after campaigning on an anti-labor union, anti-public education platform, we're still here today, and we will be here tomorrow, and we will be here every damn day after this, standing together and fighting for our schools and for our students. Every day we struggle in crowded classrooms that lack supplies because our state chooses to underfund our schools. And do you know what? Despite these conditions, our students are learning. Our students are growing and our students are graduating, ready for college and the workforce because of the hard work that we do each and every day in our classrooms. A quick glance at the district report card shows that while compared to the average school district in Illinois, we spend less per student and have higher class sizes, our students perform better, graduate with higher frequency, and stay in college longer. But none of this is a surprise to you or me. We already know all of this, and we don't need a report card to measure our success. We see our success every day, lesson after lesson, project after project. We see our students succeeding and growing, learning and achieving because of our hard work and our unity. And no elected official, including Governor Rauner, is going to tell me differently. The governor's turnaround agenda, which includes a tax specifically directed at public employees and teachers' unions, has been defeated, it's been stalled, and it's been halted time and again at the local and state level. This is all due to our unified organization that believes that all children in this state have a right to a free, high-quality public education, regardless of their zip code or their ability to pay for it. We understand exactly what hard work is. We're faced with it every day in our rooms, and we're not defeated. In fact, we're stronger because of our struggles. Your elected UFEA leadership has been to rallies with other labor organizations where this turnaround doctrine of pessimism has been touted. Through our unified efforts, along with the efforts of our fellow union brothers and sisters, we have been victorious, but it will take our continued efforts in the months and years to come to sustain Illinois as a place for teachers to unite and inspire the students in our classrooms. Speaking of highly successful students, I'd be remiss if I did not share that their success is the direct result of a highly successful group of teachers. Besides approximately 70% of educators achieving excellence and close to 30% of educators achieving proficiency on Charlotte's framework, almost half of our educators hold a master's degree, and many hold national board certification. We work to inspire our students through our actions in and out of the classroom. We, as the educators of the McLean County Unified Schools, give of ourselves not only by arriving well before school begins and staying well after school ends, but through the work of our professional organization, UFEA. We work with the Back to School Alliance to help collect, prepare, and distribute backpacks filled with school supplies to our community students. We ring the bell for the Salvation Army to support our community citizens, and we partner with the Red Cross to organize blood drives, literally giving our blood to heal the community's sick. We march with our union brothers and sisters to lobby in Springfield for adequate funding of our schools and our pensions. Last year, UFEA's efforts included partnering with our administration, as well as students from our schools to demand that all public education be well funded. Additionally, last year, we joined with the Unit 5 Support Professionals Association and organized to recommend candidates for the school board election. Throughout this process, we worked closely with other labor organizations, and each of our recommended candidates won a seat on the school board. We aspire to inspire. We toil over plans for tomorrow. We execute instruction, practice, and assessment, and we reflect and agonize over our professional performance. And we do it every damn day. For what? All because we want to inspire our students to dream bigger and to work for those dreams. I could tell you all about how our students score higher on standardized tests or how they exceed the state average in almost every category measured on that district report card, but like I said, you already know that. I'll let you in on a little secret. Standardized test scores, state report cards, those aren't the reasons that we became educators, nor are they why we continue to work in education. We know that while yes, tests and data are important, they're not the true measure of our students or ourselves. Report cards and test results aren't inspiring. But I can tell you who doesn't know that. People in Capitol buildings passing laws. This silly idea that we can judge student and therefore teacher, administrative, or district success on the basis of a test score began in Washington in 2001 with the reauthorization of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act, ESEA, or as it has become better known No child left untested. This year, we graduated a class that has known nothing but the intense pressure to perform on standardized tests, all so that a school, an administrator, or a child's teacher could be labeled successful or not. Think about that. I mean, really think about that. 14 years. Well, it's not that standardized tests are bad or that they don't have a purpose, but those of us who inspire students know that these assessments are not the whole measure of a student. They're one pixel in a giant cluster of pixels that comprise the students who we inspire. We know tests are important, and we also know that they're not the only measure of success. The false rhetoric of test and label has moved from Washington, D.C. all the way to Springfield, Illinois, where in 2001, elected legislators passed the Performance Evaluation Reform Act. The PARA legislation has led to many changes in our evaluation plan, but the final result of PARA is student growth insinuating itself into our evaluation system. This year, we begin piloting a plan to report what we already know. We inspire students to learn, and learn they do. Politicians need us to measure and report student growth, but we don't need to do that. We already do, every damn day. And that's why we're not afraid of student growth as part of our evaluation. When we were told, excellence is a place you visit, not a place you live, we rejected that mantra. In fact, 70% of teachers evaluated last year decided it looked pretty nice in excellence. So we didn't visit, we moved in. We built a subdivision there, and we will do the same with student growth because we are unafraid. This year, we will be asking you to lead. Last year, 7 members of UFEA met for many days with the administration and negotiated what we believe is a plan for student growth that affords teachers as much flexibility as possible in the process of formally measuring and reporting student growth. We've asked for you to volunteer to participate in this process and provide us feedback for improvement prior to this process being instituted for all members next year. I'm confident that we will have adequate participants because if there's one thing that I know about all of us, it's that we're not afraid to lead. And as an aside, we'll be meeting in the senior cafeteria directly after this if you're part of that pilot. That's not a joke, that's really true. Each of us is a leader. We lead our students, we lead athletes on and off the field, we lead clubs and organizations after school, and we lead our peers through professional development and collaborative efforts in the PLC groups. We lead classes at local colleges and universities. We lead every damn day. We are all leaders, and this year and in coming years, it will be vital that we are recognized for our leadership and our contributions to our students' and communities' well-being. The best thing about being a leader in our union is that we do not lead in isolation. We're part of a union of leaders, and our union functions because each of us lead in some manner. Some of us lead in highly visible roles, and some of us lead quietly behind the scenes. But each of us know that we're strong because we're united, 900 plus members strong. We know that our leadership carries the strength of our collective organization, and that when push comes to shove, we're united because union begins with you and I. It's all of us working together. We are the union. We are the Unit 5 Education Association. We're here to work and fight for our students. We're here to fight for our schools and our communities. I want you to take a look to your left and your right. You're sitting next to an educator united with you to lead and inspire every damn day. We don't do these things for glory or fame or out of some hope for power. No, we unite to lead and inspire because that's how we work to best serve our students. We do this together as a union because we know that together we are stronger. So take a minute, shake a hand, pat a back. Say thank you to the person sitting next to you on your side for the work they've done. Say thank you to the person sitting to your side for the work they've already done this year before the contract started for the betterment of public education in Illinois and the schools in our community and the students in our classrooms. Next to you is a leader who will unite and inspire this year. When you walked in today, you may have grabbed one of the bags. And if you didn't grab one, make sure you stop and grab one on your way out. Inside, you're going to find a tumbler. Carry this bag and use this tumbler to show that you don't need to be in the same room with our UFEA brothers and sisters to be united. Our inspiring work and leadership unite us as we work for students in our schools. Remember, as you walk out the door, you are the Unit 5 Education Association. You are UFEA. Thank you. Welcome to 2015-16. Have a great year. Unite, inspire, lead every damn day.